Hi guys, it's Dani, Danielle, whatever you want to call me. I used to make videos all the time where I kind of just sat down and informed you on something or talked about something, discussed something, and I stopped doing them for a while because I kind of like doing vlogs more now. But when I see a topic that I think is important and that I should talk about, I will talk about it. So here I am discussing it with you guys because I saw this thing on Instagram from the account Why Don't We Discuss, and it was very informative and interesting and relatable, and I thought I would make a video on it because I actually got a lot of DMs when I posted it saying, please do a video on this. I believe that in the sexual culture of young people, teenagers, into even adults, in relationships, out of relationships, just in general, there is a problem of people not understanding proper consent, and of girls specifically not understanding when it's wrong for their partners to be doing certain things. So before I start, I do want to say, subscribe to this channel. I post videos weekly and I talk about beauty, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about sustainability, I talk about so many things. So subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram so you don't miss my daily life, because I post on there literally all day long. What I want to be talking about today is, as I would call it, sexual coercion or manipulation or pressure. Now, this can exist whether you are single, whether you're in a long-term relationship, whether you are a teenager, an adult, a girl, a boy, it does not matter. This can exist in any way, shape, or form, and I believe that it's very harmful and it's very degrading, and I think that it's important to talk about it so we can know what it is, how to spot it, how to understand that it happened to us, and how to prevent it in the future. So I'm just gonna give a general description of it, and I'm actually gonna read from this Instagram thing that I saw because I think they describe it better than I do, and I will go off of that. So before I start talking about it, I do want to say this is a more mature topic. This is kind of talking about sexual assault, manipulation. Some heavier things will be discussed. So if you feel you are not old enough or mature enough, or you just don't want to hear about that, you can't handle it, then feel free to click off the video, and I encourage you to watch this only if you are a mature age to do so. But I don't think this is inappropriate for younger people to know, because going into their teen years, going into your high school years, whatever it is, you're probably going to end up in situations where you need to know these things. So do with that what you will. Okay, so this says, a definition: sexual coercion, the act of using subtle pressure, trickery, emotional force, drugs, or alcohol to force sexual contact with someone against their will, and includes persistent attempts to have sexual contact from someone who has already refused. This says 1 in 6 women have experienced sexual coercion at some point in their life. Examples of sexual coercion: asking for sex again and again, or making you feel bad, guilty, or obligated. Telling you that not having sex will hurt your relationship. Threatening to reveal your sexual orientation publicly or to family and friends. Lying or threatening to spread rumors and false info about you. Making promises to reward you for sex. Threatening your children or other family members. Threatening your job, home, or school career. Making you feel like it's too late to say no. And lastly, I will read what sexual coercion sounds like. If you really loved me, you'd do it. Come on, it's my birthday. I really respect your work here. I would hate for something to change that. Everyone already thinks we have, so you might as well. Or I'll just tell everyone we did anyways. But you already got me all worked up. You can't just make someone stop. Oh, that hits home. If you don't do this, I'll tell everyone you're gay. Everything is perfect. Why do you have to ruin it? I'll break up with you if you don't have sex with me. Guys, this is a topic. So this can be any form of sexual contact. This could be kissing. This could be bases number 1, 2, and 3. This can be any sort of physical contact between two people, especially as a younger person. If you've never done anything with anybody, or if you're very inexperienced, you're very vulnerable to this kind of behavior. Especially older people, older boys, maybe if you're a freshman, they're a senior, whatever. People who believe they have a position of power over you in any way will exert that power and use it to get you to do things that you may not want to do. So my first real experience with a boy, honestly, was a product of this. So I had kissed a couple boys before. I'd had some boys do things to me, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be too graphic in this video, but I had never done anything to boys, if you know what I mean. One night I was with a boy and we were in my car and we were in a parking lot and we were hanging out or whatever, doing things in the parking lot. Nothing crazy. Again, I had never done anything at this point, but he started to ask me if I wanted to do something specific. You can understand what I'm talking about, for him, to him. And I had never done that before. I was very scared. I was kind of grossed out about it. I wasn't really sure. I was like, I don't know. Part of me wanted to just for the experience, but most of me was like, I don't know you very well. I've only hung out with you a couple times. I don't really trust you, and I don't feel like this is a good idea. But he ended up saying, why don't you just do this for me, please? Like, I want you to so bad. Like, I promise I'll help you through it. You don't have to be scared. I don't even remember what he said, but just a bunch of stuff basically saying like, please, please, please. Like, I remember him begging me to do this. And I was very scared. Like, I felt kind of like I had to. I remember the like sinking feeling in the car in the moment, thinking, I'm gonna end up doing this. Like, I have to do this, because if I don't do it, then he's not gonna talk to me anymore, or he's gonna think that I'm lame, or it's gonna end the night poorly. And I started to like him. I wanted to hang out with him. Like, I just remember that feeling of like, okay, I'm in this situation. I got myself here. This is my fault. So I might as well just do this and get it over with, and then it won't be such a big deal. So I did. And I ended up doing that to him and with him for a very long time, and to other boys for a very long time. And I started to develop this really negative, weird relationship with any sort of sexual acts, I guess, that it's not about you, as in me. It's about the man. It's about him. It's about what he wants. You are seeing him and he likes you because of what you bring to the table. You know, how do you make him feel? How good are you at it? How many boys do you do it to? Not too many, but not too little. And this sort of like game mindset, and just like a really wrong, gross, terrible mindset that I was a piece of human garbage and they were this high and mighty thing that I needed to please, or else they wouldn't talk to me anymore. That's how I felt for a really long time. And it all started from the moment that I was unsure about something and the guy asked me to do it anyway. So those examples I read, I think, paint it pretty clearly, but I do want to elaborate that this type of thing happens when somebody asks you to do something to them or with them and you aren't sure of it, and it's clear. Like, you are saying, I'm not sure. Or you're saying, I don't really want to. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Or maybe you're saying, okay, I guess so. And it's not enthusiastic consent. It's like okay, I guess I'll do that. Now, the reason why we get this confused and the reason why we don't understand that this is wrong is because nobody's forcing us to do something, right? Like, physically, they're not making us do it, but emotionally, they kind of are making us do it, if that makes sense. It may not be as bad as other things, but it's still very wrong, because the whole idea behind coercing or pressuring somebody into doing something for you is that you don't see them as a human being. You see them as an object for your own personal enjoyment, and it doesn't matter what they feel. It doesn't matter if you aren't sure, because I need this done for me, and if you don't do it, here's the consequence. So in my situation, the guy was kind of alluding to, if you don't do this, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Whatever the thing is that they're hanging over your head or that they're mentioning as they pressure you, that's the consequence that you face if you don't do it for them. And so you do it. And it makes you feel like garbage, and it makes you feel like you don't matter to anybody, and specifically not to them. But for some reason, when people do this to us, we keep coming back. Like, I kept coming back to that guy over and over and over again, and for some reason, I just didn't care, because I didn't understand that in order for somebody to really respect you, they don't ask you again. Like, the way these situations should go, the way that my situation should have gone, is if I wanted to be in that car with that boy and I just wanted to kiss him and go home and I didn't want to do anything else, he should have understood that. He should have said, do you want to do this thing? Like, it's okay to ask people. There's nothing wrong with asking. And I should have said, I'm not sure. And he should have said, that's fine. Or, okay, I understand. Okay, whenever you're ready, right? That's what it should have been. And it should not have been brought up again. Because just because somebody says, okay, that's fine, and then 5 minutes later says, are you sure you don't want to? That's not okay either. Just because they're not blatantly pressuring you doesn't mean that there's not a subtle undertone of, I really want you to do this, please do this for me. It's just letting your words go in one ear and out the other. Like, that's not cool. It's not okay. Why would you ever want somebody doing something to you if they don't want to? Like, who gets off knowing that somebody with them is uncomfortable or unsure and they're okay with that? Like, what kind of person is okay with that? But this whole thing is so normalized, especially in high school, and it's just so wrong. So I guess I just wanted to make a video about it because I really don't want you guys going into situations, going into relationships or staying in relationships where people continuously make you feel uncomfortable. Like, you don't have to feel uncomfortable all the time. You don't have to feel like somebody's guiding you past your boundaries. Like, if you want to take a step romantically, sexually, whatever it is, like, if you want to do that, that should be you saying, I want to do this, I'm ready to do this, can we do this? Not somebody else saying, are you sure you're ready? Are you ready now? Can we please do it? Why haven't you done this for me? I kind of want to break up. You're not really satisfying me, you know? So basically, if you are in a situation with somebody and they're asking you to do something you don't want to do, you have to say no. Like, you just have to. You can't let yourself be used and objectified and degraded to such a degree, because you don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Like, everybody deserves to have their own voice and their own boundaries. So don't let people push you around. Don't let people say, please, like, why not? Like, come on, it'll be quick, whatever it is. Like, oh, it's nasty, it's disgusting, it's terrible, just sucks. It really, really sucks. I hope that you guys find your voice, and I hope that you can stand up for what you want or what you don't want in these situations. Okay guys, the angle might have changed a little bit because I had to change my battery, but I hope you guys learned something from this. If you have ever experienced this, I'm really sorry. If you have ever experienced something like this, I hope you know that it's wrong and people should never do that to you, and you deserve way better than that. And we have power to say no, and we have power to say, I don't want to, leave the room, whatever. Obviously, it's not always up to us, and sometimes really terrible things happen where we can't really get out of that situation. But most of the time, we can get out of it, and we can say no, and you don't have to do something you don't want to do. You don't have to do something you are uncomfortable with just because somebody asks you to. That's why I made this video. I hope it was informative. If you want to hear more about it, let me know in the comments. Talk to me on Instagram about it. You can message me. I'd love to hear anything really that you want to share about it. I love you guys, and if you want to hear me talk about more topics, definitely leave it in the comments. I'm always reading my comments literally every single day and always wondering what you guys want me to do and share and talk about. So let me know. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.